Good morning, folks, and welcome to Phoenix Business. Hang on, that coffee hasn't landed yet. Welcome to Phoenix Business Exchange, East End Edition. Today is June 11th, and it's a fine, beautiful sunny day here in Ottawa, and cruising at 16 degrees Celsius according to the temperature on the screen. I'm going to share some information with you about Phoenix, and so if you're looking from the outside in, come on in. pbx.ca is the website. And right now, you should see the member of the week. It's Mike Wazowski, and he has something called We Care Focus, and it's about distracted driving, how not to get yourself in the back end of another vehicle meshed in. It just makes for messy moments. And want to know more about it? Click on the video right here, or reach out to Mike and click his e-card here. To come into this group, it's Wednesday morning, 8 to 9 Eastern Standard Time, every week, save the weeks where we have holidays. And just come on in. Click here. Monday morning, we also have a group called the Bell's Corners Group and the South End Group. So tomorrow, 8 to 9. July 2nd, once a month, we have a after hours group, and it's run by Penny Lee Prevo. She helps you stay on track. She just, you're basically saying, hi, I want to accomplish these things. And she just does a check-in. And so the idea is to help you, motivate you to stay on target with your goals, whether it's personal or business. East Trade wins every Tuesday, 8 a.m. Welcome to come on in and chat with people. We get people across Canada and the US and overseas. Tuning in with Tony. So if you've had a stellar week and it's like you're now drained and you just need to meditate, Tony offers a free session at 1:30 on Friday afternoons. Come on in. I've been on those sessions and mellowed out just nicely. Meanwhile, if you need to move your body around, get the circulation going, Penny Lee's also got movement is medicine with Nia classes. So basically, she gets you to move and articulate your body joints around. You're not doing quite the pretzel. It's not quite yoga, but it does help keep your body live and lively. Speaking of Penny Lee and live and lively, Potluck is on this Friday, the 13th at 6:30 p.m. That's in person, no Zoom. You can try it, but it won't work. Show up with a pot of food, and you should be having a good time at Penny Lee's house. South End Group, we are meeting in person on the 26th. So the 26th is a Thursday, no Zoom. It's in person at 7:30 a.m. at River Lounge. See somebody here you want to have a chat with, and you go, yeah, I need that person because they have the information I need. It could be legal advice. It could be about, food you're going to consume, fireplace, furnace, mortgage, your vehicle, all those wonderful things. Click here, QR directory for all members. You'll notice over my shoulder, there's a little QR code. That's what it all links to. Each member has that type of QR code and a link. Year to date, we've had over 1,743 people use that link to find information quickly and fast. Makes it easier for your clients to find you, whether it's by email, by your preferred method of contact, and also you can share your information. Business done between members. So year to date is 115,690. By the way, if the month of May you had some good business and you haven't shared it with Tony, let him know. So that 115,000, almost 116,000, it's just between the members buying products and services. So that's the type of group. So we're also eating from other people's kitchens, so to speak, and eating the food, but we invite you to come share it with us. That's a food-centric comment, isn't it? Coming from a skinny guy. And $4.9 million worth of business has transpired since 2016 between members. So again, it tells you what's been going on in the space, and it's a trusted group. Can I Have Food Covered is the charity of choice for this year for the golf tournament. More details to come. I'm going to stop flapping my gems because Tony's got a educational minute coming up. Tony, over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Bernie. Yeah, one thing I've noticed over the past while is that various companies have different systems in place when things happen to their clients. A good example is I read an article about a company called Chewy. It's an online dog food company where you sign up and then you get automatic dog food delivery coming every month, and you never have to think about running out of food. They know the size of the dog, they know the dog's name and everything else that's part of the application, and that's all set and done. Never have to think about food again. They also have other pet food stuff like collars and leashes and just other things that you would find in a pet store. But one thing that always happens with pets is that pets die, right? And so one of the first things that you probably won't think about is when once your pet is gone is that, oh, I have to cancel my dog food subscription, right? And they never think about it. So a couple of weeks later, what happens is the pet food comes in your door, and it's devastating, right? You're getting food that a dog doesn't live there anymore. So it's really hard. So you get online and you say, I'm sorry, I have to cancel my subscription because my pet died. And they said, oh, sorry to hear that. No problem. So what Chewy did is they used that because it's a reoccurring moment. That happens all the time, right? So they identified that as what they call a reoccurring occurrence. And what they do then is they credit back the last dog food, what they charge you in the last dog food, because they can't take it back anyway because of health reasons and other things. But even if they could, they credit that. And what happens is 2 days later, you get flowers basically for your dog saying sorry for your loss, right? And so one of the things about dog owners is down the road, you'll probably more than likely get another dog. If you've been treated that way, there is probably no way you're going to be dealing with another company because they were with you at the time that you needed them the most, some kind of comfort. Very few dog people do that in terms of dog companies. Purina would never think of it and so on. But these guys sat down and they say, what is a reoccurring moment that is always at the customer's thing and what we can do? I mean, you see this everywhere. You go into a restaurant and there's a child, four-year-old child in a high chair. And one of the first things they do is they say, okay, the restaurants have identified that as a reoccurring moment. They're going to bring their kids, and they want to do that so that they bring the parents, that there's a placemat and some crayons. Okay, well, that's an easy one, all right? Airlines do it because let's say there's a crying baby on board, or there's, like, what is reoccurring with you, with your clients, that is always coming up? And so one example would be, let's say, take an example of Sam, for instance. Okay, he takes care of cars, and it's usually cars that are not brand new because they're all covered by warranty. You know, like if a pump breaks or something like that, they just bought a new car. They really won't go to Sam because it's covered by warranty. So Sam will usually take the cars that are a little bit older, 2 years or whatever, maybe whatever in that area. And so if there is an accident, and they write off the car. One example is that Sam could say, sorry that I heard you had an accident, but I'm glad everybody's okay. Let's say he's done some little bit of research and finds that everybody got shook up, but everybody's fine, okay? So he would send out, let's say, flowers or something that he thinks is appropriate to say, sorry for the loss of your car. I'm glad everybody's okay. Now, more than likely, in many of the car companies, they will give, I know Toyota gives $5,000 for a credit on a brand new car if you've written off your car, all right? So what this does is it brings that market that maybe it might have been an older car that Sam was servicing. Now it gets a brand new car, so there's going to be not that need for things again. Sometimes even the tires might even be in there. But if Sam sends this out, it sends a message to the owner. He says, okay, I know a guy that might be able to work with Sam because it's a touch point. Anytime someone sends out anything that touches your heart, you don't forget. You will always forget the price of what people will charge you, but you never forget how you were treated when you were in that business. Another example is, let's say, for Matt. He puts in an air conditioner, a furnace, the house burns down. Everything's written off. So one example is he could identify that as a reoccurring moment because it does happen. Sometimes there's a flood, it's written off. So he could send flowers saying, sorry for the death of your furnace or something like that. And it's something in mind so that if they are looking for a new system, more than likely because of the great service that Matt provides in his company, they'll more than likely get that back. However, with many insurance companies, they say we need 3 estimates on it. And let's say they go through the 3 and the company is about to choose, let's say, another company. there is a clause in many of them that says, look, I understand that this might be a lower price, but I think in the long run, and then this is where that client will go to bat for Matt in the sense that he says, it might be more, let's say, because it's a top quality system, but in the long run, it's going to be cheaper because we won't have to, get more servicing involved and it's top quality product sort of thing. And they go to bat for him. So, what is it in your business that is a reoccurring moment? What happens all the time that has something to do with your clients? And when you sit down and you look at and you identify what they are, for mortgage, it might be someone who's separated. A couple buy a mortgage and they're in it together. And now, like let's say they've separated. So, one example is to send honey with some flowers to each person because when you're separated, chances are both of them will end up buying a home. And then this way, they could get reminded that if you need a mortgage, visit your mortgage honey sort of thing. So one of the things is that if you can identify these occurrences, it brings the level of service up a notch, no matter how great you are already providing that service. So look at the reoccurring moments in your life that you hear about things and events, health reasons. Like for Susan, if somebody finds out that, let's say they've had a setback, they had a skiing accident, and now they can't be active. So they could say, I hope you are feeling better, and sends flowers or something, and then maybe a little sample of Cardio 9 or some other product that she might want to promote. Okay, this way you are in the front of the client where they can make a decision and say, somebody took the time to order flowers or send me product or say that they are wishing me well, sort of thing. And they don't forget those things. It also brings your product up a lot. So I hope this helps. Back to you, Bernie.
Thank you so much. So, LinkedIn live post. That's the place you want to post some of your details, some of your information you're sharing here. Share it there. It's important. That way everybody gets to see more about you and you get more coverage. And now the fickle finger of fate's going to go around. I'm going to start on Matt and then go to Jacqueline. Matt, what's happening with BAM's business activity meetings and or referrals, and what's going on? What specials out there?
Good morning, everybody. Matthew Ledard here from Arizona HVAC Services. As most of you know, as we start this off, I am a full service HVAC company here. Bernie knows that we can take care of fireplaces and heat pumps and all that kind of good stuff. I was by his house yesterday, had a look at his fireplace, and I'm working on getting him something fixed up for the upcoming fireplace season. Hopefully we have something installed ready for him to go for then. So yeah, what we do, we keep people comfortable, help keep them cool in the summertime and keep them warm and toasty in the wintertime. Also help you keep clean. We help provide hot water tanks to people's homes to allow you to have showers and keep your dishes clean and all that kind of good stuff. So if anybody is in the market for a new water heater or anything that can help provide them better comfort in their home with heating and cooling, I'm the guy. Water heaters, one thing I don't mention a lot of, something that you guys should be aware of is that the insurance companies out there, and you do insurance, don't you, Raymond? Who's that?
Myself? No, I don't, man.
Lawyer, sorry.
Yeah, no.
They typically want to see water heaters changed out every 10 years, or else they will not insure a flood in your basement if that happens. Some insurance companies will let you get away with up to 15 years, but do read the fine print in your insurance policy to make sure that that you're making sure you're changing that out in a timely manner, so that if something does happen and a flood does happen, your tank bursts, that you're not going to be not covered from your insurance. So if you're in the market for a new system, let me know. Matthew Ledard, Arizona HVAC Services, quality you can trust, guaranteed. As for BAMS, like I said, met with Bernie yesterday and ongoing business with him with the lodge and for a fireplace at his house. And that's pretty much it for me at this time. Thank you so much, everybody.
So, Matt, I take it the hint here would be not to put the hot water tank on the roof of the house.
In the attic.
Something about gravity. Just saying. Oddly enough, we are looking for a commercial insurance agent, not so much for the residential. Mind your residential is fine too, but we're also looking for someone that covers the commercial space. Jacqueline, what's happening? And then we'll go to Redmond.
Well, good morning. And I did take, it's beautiful outside. So when I walked out, I did take a beautiful deep breath. I lifted my shoulders, I took them back and I released them down. And I couldn't understand why people didn't want to come out to my 6 a.m. yoga class. Think about it, 6 a.m. What a great way to start your day. And not necessarily thinking about what we're going to speak to as clients about your credit. And it's always a learning for me. I continue to find out what Equifax is looking for so that I can help people, if they're renting now, make sure that their credit has the capacity to purchase at the time it's required. I get to let people know why their credit score dropped 10 points. And then I get to let them know how they could increase it by 10 points. I'm all about mortgages, but part of it is about credit. And I need to be able to help you get to a place where you're comfortable saying, Jacqueline, it's time now. So when you're looking for strategies for your mortgage money, man, you got to contact your mortgage honey.
Jacqueline, that's awesome. Any BAMs, referrals?
Only Tuesdays with you. And I will be seeing Redmond. I have a feeling if we could do something for next week.
Awesome. That's awesome. Next quick promo item, East Trade Win. So that is the Zoom link. Come on in. It's free to attend. It's an hour, and come when you can. Redmond, what's happening in your space?
Hi, Bernie. Hi, everyone. Reverend O'Brien with Odette Brigambler Professional Corporation. So our firm is downtown, small law firm, just myself, Edward Rivas, Odette, who started the firm about 20 years ago, and Shawnette Simons, she's a paralegal and real extraordinaire, actually, with taking care of so many different tasks, including serving and filing documents at the last second on all types of litigation matters too, to name a number of tasks, and really with real estate, helping so much with all the tasks that need to be done when we're acting as lawyers for a residential purchase or sale. So our firm works in family law, wills and estates, real estate, personal injury law. And right now, it's the trial season for family law. So I was actually starting a trial, to represent somebody in a family law trial 2 days ago, and it'll be happening in September, but our firm's still involved in another one right now. So I think it goes to show, like, it got adjourned, that so many these trials, even at the last second, like on the day of, they can get adjourned, because in this case there was a self-represented party on the other side, and so he found a lawyer at the last second, and you want to give as many rights as possible to self-represented people. So if you find a lawyer, and you then the benefit of having the trial get adjourned so that person can get that legal advice and support and representation. It's just, in some cases, more important than having the trial right away. So that's where we're at right now, still in that every June, September, November, January in family law, the courts and the court in Ottawa has trials. So it's a super busy time. Always looking to try to achieve a settlement to save time, stress, costs for clients. And in terms of BAMs, looking forward to reaching out and having more BAMs. Haven't been doing BAMs as much lately. And essentially that's where we're at. So Odette Brigambler Professional Corporation, protecting your rights is our priority.
Matt, thank you so much. The next quick promo is the Ad Hive. They have Tuesday specials right now. You can come in and take a tour. You can either pre-book. They also host other sessions at Hive, like they're talking about AI, etc. Some of those are fee-based services, but the tour is free. Mr. Sam, over to you, sir.
Thank you, Bernie. Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday to you. There's my contact information in the chat. Sam Stirs Connected Cars, also known as Dashcam Sam, because my specialty is dash cameras. In fact, I'm putting one in car tomorrow, 2024 Genesis, which very nice vehicle I'm working on tomorrow. Also do minor repairs, oil changes, brake jobs, things like that. And I wanted to pass along what I do for customers if I'm not in a rush to fix their vehicle and they're willing to wait and it's safe enough to wait. I try and get a good deal on prices on parts. And I had a customer with a Tesla Model 3, and the part from Tesla was $375 plus tax. And I asked him if he could wait, and he did. And I found a good price on a good quality product, replacement for the front lower control arm. And I installed it for $350, so $25 off the price that Tesla wanted just for the lower control arm. This is what I try and do for my customers because basically that's what I do for myself. If I get a better deal on something and wait a little while, I'm going to do that, and that's what I'll do for my customers as well. Let's see here. BAMS wise, well, Eric Sonego is going to be dropping by at 11 o'clock this morning. He's having trouble getting his phone connected back to his stereo system that I installed in his car a few years ago, and we'll help him with that. And then former Phoenix member Steve Breckenmeyer is having trouble with his steering in his vehicle, stiff steering, he was telling me. So he's going to come by this afternoon, and we'll take a look at that. That's it for me. Sam Stirs, ConnectedCars.ca, today's mobile electronics without the cost of a new vehicle, and lots more.
Is Steve coming by your place driving the car with the steering issues? Okay, so I just want to make a. Okay, I was going to stay away from your. Sorry, I'm just doing the math there. I'm joking.
He said it's stiff, but he says it's still steering. So.
Okay.
Not locking up.
As long as he's got brakes, right?
Yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And there's 4 tires.
Podcast Jumpstart Bootcamp coming up on June 18th. It is virtual. No steering required except to steer into that lane. And Carl Richards is hosting that event. Tony, I think you're up next, sir.
Okay, thank you, Bernie. Hi, everybody. Tony Jennis from Higher Self. I'm in the Zen and the calming down business, I guess you can call it. If you're in a situation where we are constantly bombarded by so many distractions in our life, with our TVs, phones, iPads, everything that's going on, there's constantly noise around us. There are some households that I even know that they have the TV on in another room and nobody's watching it because they just like the sound. If they're in the kitchen, it makes it so that they're... But have you not had a time where you come home and all you want is silence? I don't know if it's ever happened to you. You just don't want any talking. You just want just quiet, you know? If you don't want that, it means you're addicted to noise. And this is where we come in, where we can... we give that Zen opportunity when you come in for a tuning session or a reading, and it's very quiet down here. I make it very comfortable. We have a sound bathing event coming up on the 25th, 2 weeks actually from today, in the evening, 7 to 9 p.m. And it's all about going through a journey, an inner introspective journey to find out really who you are. And we give it the opportunity of not only silence, but there's going to be frequencies that will help in whatever it is that's going on in your life. You come in with a question, then you will have that answer, but at the time the event is over. If those that are coming, if you do have a favorite crystal that you can bring with you, bring that. If you don't have one, one will be provided for you, and you'll leave it here, and you'll get another one on the way home, so we can clear that. That's the whole idea, is of clearing something that's in the way, right? That's the idea. So we have a couple of spots left for the personal one, and those that want to be able to log in virtually. We have people from the States, several people from, I've got one person from Paris that might be joining us. But either event, the idea is to just define this silence so that you could really connect to who you are. And yeah, so you also get I'm also doing this at the end of every one of my tuning sessions. When you come in for a private session, all my gongs and crystal bowls are surrounding you. And at the end, we just use that a little bit to get a mini sound bathing, just to sort of smooth things off. So most people leave here and they're floating, literally. So if you want some more information, I have it in the chat. I'm just going to put that in the chat there for you. And yeah, give me a call if there's anything going on. Tony Jennis from Higher Self, we're here to raise your spirits.
Tony, thank you so much. Any BAMs, referrals?
Yes,
other
actually,
gameful activity?
Yeah, no, thank you for the reminder, Bernie. Ongoing business with Eric Senego and with Susan McGarry. I had a chance to drive to her home to pick up some product. I figured it would be a good time to find out where she is. I had no idea she lived in paradise. It was awesome. Like, for me, it's paradise, being in the woods, and just at the end of her backyard is a lake with a boat and a dock. This would be Matt's paradise too, probably. And yeah, there's a great water there. In feng shui, actually, if you do have water right at the end of your backyard, it does signify wealth and money, because water and money are the same thing. And having a lake in your backyard, yeah, that's a great sign that you're going to do well. So I was pleased to see all of that. And there's turtles and frogs, and there's all kinds of wildlife on our property. So it's great to see. So yeah, I had some product with Susan, and we were there for almost an hour, in a BAM and so on. So it's good. So when you're going to go see some of our members, go right to their home and find out what their habitat is. And it was a best kept secret, Susan. So I really enjoyed our time together. And yeah, that's what we did last week.
Tony, thank you so much. And here I've been promising to tell you about the golf tournament. Now I'm going to say, hey, for 9 holes, $88. He can play whack-a-mole, and if you're a golfer, you can hit her straight. If you're just a duffer, enjoy. It's about enjoying and making connection. But $88 to get you that, and the link is right there. If you want to be a sponsor, we're working with Penley's brother to get some quotes on some swag, which might be useful for your own business space, but also for the golf tournament. And what's happening in the France world? Well, the Creative Insight folks are doing a couple of different things that are a little more unique. In the Knack for Business podcast, we've changed our providers. We've gone from where we were getting maybe 300 to 400 downloads, maybe 500 downloads a month, to about right now we're cruising on average 6,000 downloads a week. So if you want to find out more information about that, reach out to me. So if you have a podcast, you're pushing out content, there you go. And predominantly the greatest reach is in the States. Hey, that's okay. Business is business. So you can go south of the border or across Canada. And then we have the East Trade Winds. There's the YouTube channel there. So the people who have done past presentations typically go into that space. Now, bamming along wise, Tony and Jacqueline, thank you for showing up at these trade winds. And of course, we know that Matt and I met and discussed furnaces and ducts. And by the way, much like Sam, you get sagely advice going, oh, by the way, I noticed this. And so having Matt come into your residence and go, if you block these ducts here in the summer, you get more cooling upstairs, right? Or, air returns, or there's apparently a pipe where it feeds fresh air into the house, and you put a bucket underneath the pipe, and it acts as a air trap so that the cold air doesn't flood your basement when it's minus 30 outside. It's those magic moments, and that is why being inside the Phoenix Business Exchange is handy. And now, speaking of handy and wonderful people to talk to and listen, Susan McGarry, over to you, ma'am.
Oh, thank you so much, Bernie. I'm super excited to share something that is happening in Pure Trim, something we actually weren't able to talk about for years, but with the changes in government legislation, we are now able to discuss this in greater detail. So hopefully I'll be able to open this up because I did prepare it ahead of time. Can you guys see that?
Yep.
Perfect.
There's no sound though, right?
Yeah. There's no sound. Yeah.
Except us, Tony and I.
Yeah.
We can ad lib if you want. I don't think you want us to ad
Try
lib.
to figure that out because I've got sound.
Okay. You know what? Stop the share, restart the share, but click the button that says share sound before you launch.
Dive deeper with a doctor.
You're there.
You can hear it now?
My position here practicing
Yes.
for the last 25 years. Which one?
And sound has dropped.
Wonder if that's a YouTube link there, Susan. Maybe I can try it.
In a sec. This is okay. Hang on, I'm just going to stop sharing because if you can't, can you still see it?
The link? Send me the
No.
link where the video is. I'll see if I can try it. I got a pretty strong Wi-Fi.
Okay, I'm going to stop sharing. Sorry about this, guys.
Yeah, with all the trees in your area, no wonder that the Wi-Fi might be down a bit. There's tons of trees. You got to go up like 300 feet to get past everything.
Did you want to put it up, Tony, for me?
Sure.
It's
Just send me the link in the chat, and I'll find it in just a few seconds.
Okay, sorry about this. Now you just got to open this up, put it in the chat. But you guys can all hear me perfectly, right?
Oh,
Yep.
now yes, because you're off share. Yeah.
Oh. Make sure I didn't. Oh, yeah, I put a comma. Duh. It's really an easy video. It's just www.clear60.com.
Clear60.com?
Yeah, www.clear60.com. Yeah.
Okay, hang on.
Thank you.
Well, that's getting spun up. So, folks, if you have special events that are coming up, or of special events that would be business related, or a trade show, let us know and or post them right into the Phoenix website. Just fill in the prompt, and we can share that information with the community. Also, if you have a special event you want to promote in other groups, let me know. Send me a little short write-up. I will spin it up and kind of condense it so it fits in the Zoom, and it'll also go on the chat inside the LinkedIn posts. So good way to help promote other content that you have on the go. Or even tips for the day. Like if you have stiff steering, drive to Sam.
Before you answer this question, do any
Go to
of these
full screen,
symptoms
Tony.
sound familiar? Low energy or feeling tired in the afternoons, weight problems or late night sugar cravings, memory problems, redness or itchy skin, joint and muscle pain, gas, bloating, or even indigestion, or getting sick frequently. While most doctors focus on symptoms, they often overlook the root cause, which in many cases is parasites. Skeptical? Let's dive deeper with a doctor.
Hi, I'm Dr. David Workenden. I'm a board-certified physician here practicing in the United States for the last 25 years. About 12 years ago, I started going to Africa, and I started seeing tons of parasite problems in Uganda, in Gambia, Guinea-Bissau, Senegal. And the thing that I realized coming back was we don't just have parasite problems in Africa or South Central America. We've got lots of parasite problems right here in North America, Canada, the United States, the Western world. I spent years studying how hidden parasites can wreak havoc on our bodies. Here's some ways parasites can be affecting your health right now. Let's start with the basics. What exactly is a parasite? A parasite is an organism that lives inside or on another organism called the host, and literally survives by stealing nutrients from it. In other words, from you. Some parasites are so tiny you'd need a microscope to see them, while others, like tapeworms, are large enough to be visible. No matter their size, they can all negatively impact our health. Are you suffering from joint pain, knee pain, low back pain? Many parasites release toxins that cause inflammation, which can lead to aches and pains in your muscles and joints. A study published in the Parasitology Research Journal noted that a joint and muscle pain may stem from myositis, an inflammatory condition that can be caused by a number of different parasites, including trichinella, a roundworm, Tinisolium, a tapeworm caught from pork, or Toxoplasma, usually caught from cats. Now, do you know anybody with low energy? Parasites can steal nutrients from our body, leaving you feeling drained and exhausted, no matter how much rest you get or vitamin supplements you take. A 2024 study published in the Journal of Parasitology Research found that a parasite called E. vermicularis, also known as a human pinworm, lives in your digestive tract and eats nutrients from your body, such as iron, zinc, and selenium. These parasites are effectively stealing the nutrition from the foods you eat. Have you ever struggled with digestive problems like indigestion, bloating, constipation, diarrhea? Parasites disrupt your gut health, throwing off the delicate balance of your digestive system. A healthy colon is home to millions of microbes, many of which are required for the body to function properly. But a 2024 study in the Pathogens Medical Journal found that parasites, even common protozoa, which are a single-celled parasite, and helminths, which are worm-like parasites, damage the healthy gut biome, thus taking over your colon and forcing out the good microbes we need. Current research is even investigating the connection between parasites and conditions like SIBO, which stands for small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, and how they affect gut health. This has become more common in women over the age of 30. Parasites may also affect our appetite. Do you ever have late night cravings for sugar or salty snacks? A study published in the Parasitology International Medical Journal found that some parasites, like roundworms, Aelimbricoides, suppress your appetite and can cause decreased energy. However, other parasites like tapeworms were found to increase appetite and increase your food intake. As the tapeworm feeds off the nutrients in your body, you can be left feeling hungry even after you've finished a meal. Educating yourself about parasites is a great first step, but what's even more important is actually doing something about them. I always tell my patients to do a parasite cleanse at least once a year. Keep listening. I'll be sharing the cleanse I recommend in all of my clinics later in this talk. Let's talk about brain fog, memory problems. Parasites have been known to wreak havoc in your brain, making it harder to focus, think clearly, and can even cause memory problems. A 2023 publication from the Neurological Society of India found that depending on the parasite in question, the effect can range from mild cognitive impairment to severe psychosis. A recent USA Today article told the story of a woman who began having hallucinations and difficulty sleeping. Her condition progressed to the point that she had trouble grasping things with her right hand and difficulty in speaking. When doctors performed an MRI, they found a lesion on the left side of her brain about the size of a marble. In surgery, they cut into the lesion to see what was inside, and the doctors discovered that it was actually a baby pork tapeworm trapped inside of a cyst. Other parasites like Toxoplasma gondii, a microscopic parasite, can be contracted from household pets, eating undercooked meat, unpasteurized milk that alter or disrupt the body's neurotransmitters, which is how the brain and the body send signals to each other. This causes people to experience problems with their ability to focus, along with short-term memory issues and cognitive difficulties. Parasites affect our bodies both inside and out. Even your skin can't escape. Parasites are linked to rashes, acne, hyperpigmentation, and red or dry patches, along with other persistent skin conditions. For example, a skin condition called creeping eruption gets its name from causing a winding snake-like rash that quickly spreads. That rash gets its unique shape because of the winding path the hookworm takes while tunneling under your skin. Being sick with parasites may also make you more likely to get sick with other illnesses. This is because many parasites depress our immune system. A 2024 study published at the University of Utah Health Journal found that parasites, like pinworms, obtained by eating contaminated food or using dirty utensils, have evolved to suppress the human immune system to stop your body from fighting them off. But while these parasites have your defenses weakened, it is essentially opening the front door for any number of pathogens to enter. Remember, most people are chasing symptoms instead of the root cause, which is parasites. Let's discuss the first question I get from my patients, which is, how am I getting these parasites? Here are 4 common ways to get parasites. The first way, if you've ever eaten undercooked meat, especially pork or raw fish like sushi, or unwashed fruits and vegetables, these foods can introduce parasites to the body. Even more troubling, the Journal of Gastroenterology and Hepatology Foundation found that tapeworms can live inside the human body for up to 30 years. The second way to get parasites is from dirty hands. Not washing your hands after the restroom or before eating can transmit parasites like pinworms or roundworms. This happens when your hands touch something like the bathroom doorknob, especially public restrooms, or other contaminated surfaces. So when you touch your face or food, or you pick up your fork with a dirty hand, you have delivered the parasite right into your own body without even knowing it. Now let's talk about our pets. Even if they are clean and regularly visit the vet, pets are a major source of parasites. Sharing bedding or coming into close contact with a family dog can result in becoming a host of different types of parasites, from worms to microscopic parasites. A study published in the American Society of Microbiology Spectrum Journal found that over 50% of dogs have at least one parasite. It went on to explain that one of the most common parasites found in dogs is a microscopic Giardia, a parasite easily transferred from dogs to humans, commonly causes an intestinal infection in humans, resulting in cramps, bloating, flatulence, sulfuric belching, greasy, foul-smelling bowel movements. There are dozens of parasites transmittable from dogs to humans. The issue is more common when your dog sniffs or eats or licks its feces in a behavior called coprophagia. This moves the parasites from the expelled poop to the dog's mouth, ready for transport via a lick to your skin. Just think about that the next time you let your dog lick your face. Dogs may also carry larger parasites like ticks. A 2018 article in the Parasites and Vectors Journal explored the relationship between dogs, ticks, and Lyme disease. Lyme disease is the most common tick-borne infection in both North America and Europe. When you take your dog for a walk, they may unknowingly pick up an infected tick. This tick then has its baby larvae who need to find a new host. This could be you when you pet your dog or let them sleep in your bed. These baby larvae parasites are very small and almost impossible to see. They bite down on their new host, ultimately resulting in contracting Lyme disease. Lyme disease produces a distinct rash called erythema migrans and may also cause fever, chills, headache, fatigue, and joint and muscle aches. Patients will also develop inflammation of the heart. Left untreated, Lyme disease may spread to the nervous system, where it may cause neurological symptoms or stress, anxiety, depression, and memory or concentration problems. All of this from a tiny tick that hitched a ride on your dog. What about cats? A cat's litter box houses a number of unique parasites right in your own home. For example, a 2021 study by the University of Nebraska's Department of Biology explains that the microscopic parasite Toxoplasma gondii uses cats as their definitive host, but can also use humans as an intermediate host. This research suggests that not only could this parasite lead to physical symptoms like fevers in humans, but also result in neurological and neurobehavioral disorders. And this parasite is present in every litter box. There's a reason that doctors strongly urge pregnant women to avoid even having a cat in the home while they're pregnant. Toxoplasma can also cause a condition called ocular toxoplasmosis. This is when the parasite travels to the retina and begins to reproduce. This may rupture cells behind the eye, causing inflammation, blurry or reduced vision, eye redness, sensitivity to light. It's the most common cause of infections in the back of the eye worldwide and is directly linked to the decrease in night vision, especially while driving. So next time you pet your cat, think twice about rubbing your eyes. The fourth way you can get parasites is by swimming in contaminated water, which can lead to infections from parasites like hookworms. In fact, hot tubs and swimming pools can be a hotbed of different parasites. A 2021 article published in the CDC's Morbidity and Mortality Weekly reported detailed reports in 36 states of a parasite called microscopic cryptosporidium, which causes gastrointestinal illnesses, and Legionella, which causes Legionnaire's disease. From public pools or hot tubs, these places are cesspools of parasites. Even more troubling, they found that cryptosporidium can even persist in properly chlorinated water, which is especially frightening. No matter how safe or careful we try to be, it is virtually impossible to avoid exposure entirely. Unfortunately, most people test for only a handful of parasites, when really there are 300 known parasites in North America alone and 1,200 throughout the world. Parasites and fungi species are the modern-day health issue plaguing our nation. A 2020 study in the Experimental Parasitology Journal found that people living in the Mediterranean country of Greece have a lower rate of parasitic infections compared to other regions around the world. This isn't a coincidence. We need to turn to the Mediterranean for answers. The parasite cleansing program I recommend in all my clinics is called the Clear Cleanse program by PureTrim. Patients love this program because of the health results. Too often we focus on treating symptoms rather than addressing the root cause. But it's time to shift our mindset. Parasites could be the hidden problem behind many health issues. Clear is a Mediterranean plant-based deep tissue and intestinal cleanse designed to support your body's natural detox process and immune system. Clear has been used for decades in the Mediterranean for dealing with parasites. Now Clear is available in North America with plant-based herbal ingredients known for their intestinal cleansing properties. It's a great way to give your body the support it needs to defend against unwanted invaders, to help restore your energy, your joint mobility, digestion, your memory. If you want to see results, do the 60-day Clear Cleanse. Just take 3 capsules of the product Clear first thing in the morning when you wake up with a full glass of water. With this program, I also suggest another product called Experience, which helps to cleanse the colon and promote regularity. This is important when doing a parasite cleanse. It helps ensure the bowels are functioning properly to quickly eliminate any unwanted invaders. You'll just take 1 or 2 capsules before bedtime. Then to rebuild or strengthen the body, I suggest taking Daily Complete, which is a plant-based liquid vitamin and mineral product with organic antioxidants to strengthen the body. Most people see results within just a few days when starting on Daily Complete, just taking 1 ounce a day. So if you want to get your health back, then get started doing the 60-day Clear Cleanse now and make sure you're tracking your results. It's time to put your health first. Get back to the person who recommended this video and get started on the Clear Cleanse 60-day program and see the impressive results for yourself. Take action now to get your health back. Thank you for watching.
Does anyone have questions for Susan? Go ahead, Redmond.
Oh, thanks, Bernie. Susan, I was just wondering if the Cardio 9 there product is part of the 60-day cleanse, or at least the Cardio 9, it's a product that can help with cleansing for parasite.
Not for parasites. That's more nitric oxide, which produces the energy, brain fog, memory,
Yeah.
energy, cardio. It's a cardiovascular heart one
Thanks.
for blood
Okay.
circulation. Yeah. This is the parasite cleanse here, clear.
Clear.
I have a question just about it's said to take 2 or 3 in the morning, but if you're doing with the experience, you're doing that in the evening. So do you take 1 or 2 in the evening, and in the morning take another 3 for
No,
60 days?
it's really simple. 60 days. You take 3 a day in the
Yeah.
morning. So 3 every single morning. I wake up, I take 3 capsules. At night is when I take my experience, just to make sure that my bowels are moving, because you clear the parasites through your stool.
Okay.
That's where
So
they come out.
what does the clear do? It houses the parasite and puts it into the digestive, because it's all over us. It's in our brain and so on, and so so what does it do?
Yeah, it goes inside the body, the ingredients in here in the capsule, they cannot stand the ingredients, so it flushes them out. This is a 500-year-old Mediterranean recipe from the Mediterranean. So it's been used for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. It was their antibiotic back before there was antibiotics. So it's the special herbs that are combined in here that flush them out.
Okay.
That they don't like. And you can see visible microscopes, you can actually see the visible parasites in your stool, microscopic ones. And I learned this from a naturopath. It's air-like bubbles to the surface bowl. So after you eliminate, if you see air-like bubbles, you're going to see that's microscopic. A cloudy-like film, that's candida, that's yeast infection. And of course, the smell. If it's a really foul smell, then you know you've passed parasites. If it's not your regular elimination smell, you will.
Okay.
Yeah, but I can definitely break down the ingredients. I've done that once before and define how they work in the body in a more in-depth for you, Tony. For
Yeah. Do you have any in stock, or is something you have to order? Or?
yeah, I can get it in stock for you for sure.
Okay. Yeah, you can put me down for one. Yeah.
Sure.
Susan, what parasites does it affect out of the 300 that we have here in North America?
Well, I like the
Question.
one about the ticks. That's a good one. So a lot of it is people that are traveling that come from overseas, and they can bring it that way. People that travel through our food, through pork, uncooked pork. Make sure I got a thermostat for when I stick it in my meat. And if it reads 160, I know it's cooked right through. Like, make sure you're checking the same thing. Just check it online to make sure that that's cooked through. Water we drink and the lakes that we swim in. I didn't even know Norway Lake has zebra, whatever they're called. You know
Mussels.
them, Matthew. Yeah,
Zebra mussels?
right. And it's because people didn't wash their boats properly. Well, it's the same type of infection that we are catching as humans is similar to things like boats. Fish have parasites. Like, I don't think mine did though, Matthew. My fish were clean, but some do. My
Trout
fish
are
were
actually
perfect.
one of the most parasitic fish that you can catch.
Is
Which
trout?
one?
Trout.
Trout?
Yep.
Oh.
They're one of the
It
most
is?
parasitic fish that you can catch and eat. So
Well, not to
Oh.
worry. I've got this, and I take it every day. And I did check the thermostat too. Make sure that you cook it right through, because it's easy not to cook fish through. Like, I won't sushi my trout.
Okay.
what's a 2-month supply run you? Just
Well, if you're doing the pack itself, there is a little bit of a savings. I believe we just came out with it. Why don't I find my account? I know that there's a $10 savings. It's the experience, the clear, and I believe it's $179 for a 30-day pack. And then you do another 30, and then you're done. You just have to do it once a year for 2 months.
So how many capsules are in a bottle?
90. So you're
Okay.
doing 3 a day.
That's the
Yeah.
3 a day.
That's the
Okay.
1 month supply. You need 2 bottles to
Oh,
complete
okay. That's what I'm
60.
gonna. That's my next question. Okay, so 2 bottles. Okay.
Yeah, 2 bottles to complete the 60-day.
Does that come with the 3-pack? Like with the bottle that I got from you, the tall bottle too that I was
Yes, that's right.
and the other one. Okay.
The experience. Now, if you're already eliminating every single day, you don't need experience as much.
Okay.
Does that make sense? It's just make sure you're moving every day so that they don't stay inside. And I give this to my dog. I stick in it a little bit of peanut butter, a little capsule in the middle so she doesn't smell it. And I just push the clear in the peanut, sometimes two. She eats it. I put it in her tongue and she just swallows it down. So she's clear of parasites too.
Okay. Thank you, Susan.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for allowing me to present. And sorry for the mess up in the beginning there.
We took care of it. It's all good.
Okay, quote for the day: "Chase the vision, not the money. The money will end up following you." And that's Tony Heiss